Okay, Ravensflock. I know things haven't been going the way that we thought they should, but is this really time for panic?
Run for your life! Emergency!
Looking online and through all social media, it seems like everybody is up in a tizzy. What comes next? Where do we go from here? With Baltimore losing 42 to 38 to the Miami Dolphins, it kind of caused a little uproar in the Ravens fan nation. It's not the fact that we lost, it's how we lost. I think that's the biggest issue. We came into the season with very high expectations. We thought this defense, this secondary was going to be the best in the business. Now, don't get me wrong, I had my doubts about it. I knew that there were certain factors that were going to play into us not being the top, but I figured we would be in the top 10. The way that it's looking now, I believe we are last in the NFL. Well, I'm fairly certain we are last in the NFL in total defense and yards allowed. And just like last year, we are number 32 against the pass. Now, I thought with all the additions that we brought in, this would change things. We put the majority of our cap dollars, our free agency, our drafting, everything into this secondary. And for them to perform like that, it is unacceptable. Now, with that being said, I think with all of this going on, with all of the social media attention going towards this, I think that it caused a digitally enhanced hysteria that's been traveling throughout the internet because all I keep saying is, woe is me, woe is me. What are we going to do with this team? Heads need to roll. Is it that serious? I really can't say, but it is only week two. That is the one thing that we have in our back pocket is we have 15 games to further see what this team has going forward. Now, if you're like me, you have several questions that have been running about ever since this game ended. It is for me mostly that this team said it wants to be historically dominant in running the ball. Historically, we want to be the best running team of all time, bar none, hands down. But aside from our quarterback, we can't seem to find a back that can muster 50 yards, much less 100. That is very concerning for me. That is one of the reasons that we didn't win this game because we could not run the clock out. Now, EDC for years has been talking about how he wants to build this offensive line, build this wall around Lamar. He has failed to do it. Now that is very much a high priority cause for concern for me because looking at it, what do we have? We have Makari, left tackle. We have Ben Powers, left guard. We have a rookie center, which I personally like, but that doesn't bring stability to me, in my opinion. Let's also take a look at the pass rush. It's non existent. Now, you say what you want. Miami's offensive line was depleted, just like the Jets. Defensive line was nowhere to be found. I don't remember them calling anybody's name. Calais Campbell, he's doing what he can. He's limited physically. He's a little bit older. Michael Pierce, I was never really sold on him. And like I said, it's only the second game of the season. So we have stuff to look forward to. But is this going to be a trend? Because we can't seem to stay healthy. So that also brings into question this training staff. We supposedly went out and got this guy that was supposed to help limit these injuries. And it seems like every game we're losing two players. Pretty soon, we're going to be back to signing people from Walmart. We're going to have these people off the street come in and play for our team. Now, something has to change. Does it start with Harbaugh? Does it start with a whole shift in philosophy? We need new leadership. We need a new voice. We need someone that will step in and kind of take control of his team. We need somebody that's going to go to the offensive coordinator and say, "Listen, bro, I don't know what you're doing right here, but we need to change it up and run the ball. Find a way. You're the guru. You're the genius. You've been hailed as this mastermind. So you figure it out. You find a way. My defensive coordinator, this isn't working. Your people are not in place. Get it together. But we don't have that in Harbaugh. We have really never had that in Harbaugh. He's never been that take control kind of guy that holds his coordinators accountable unless his back is against the burner. What are we going to do? Listen, the AFC has done nothing but gotten tougher. And we are sitting here supposedly wanting to be this defensive team that isn't really doing what we need to do to make this defense better. We got a couple of pieces here and there, but overall, we shat the bed. We shat the bed. Point blank, plain simple. We need someone that's going to come in here and make moves, not half moves, not cost saving moves, moves that move the needle for this organization. And I don't know what the hell is going on with this outside linebacker situation. You come into the season knowing that you're going to keep two outside linebackers. One of them is 62 years old, but you're going to keep two. Now, to compound this issue, I'm going to draft a linebacker that's injured. I don't know when he's going to play. I don't know if he's going to play this season. I know Tyus Bowser isn't going to be back anytime soon. I know he's not healthy, but I'm going to go in the season with two healthy ones. I'm going to take somebody off the practice squad. I'm going to sign some people, cut them, but I really have no plan, no direction. So once again, this heads back to this front office. What is their plan for the season? I know we keep saying it's only game two, but what is the vision for this team? What is the plan? Where are they going? Some of these moves are just head scratching. You signed at least 15 DBs this season. How is that helping the pass rush? Because once again, said it before, you can have the best cornerbacks in the world. But if you don't rush that passer and you give him time to sit back in the pocket and scan the field, they can only cover but for so long. And we didn't have a plan to get pressure. We tried to sign Zadarius. It didn't work. Okay, we should have shifted and went to plan B, but we didn't. We didn't. We went back to the bargain bin and said, listen, I can pick one of these, I can pick one of these, and hopefully it'll work out. And it has not. So that's where my cause for concern comes in. No direction, no plan. They can get up in these press conferences and talk all day long about, yeah, this is what I'm going to do. I have a vision in my mind. Well, when are you going to implement that vision? I haven't seen it. Now, as I do every day, perusing the internet just to see what's going on in the sports world, I go to the Ravens website and I go to the late for work. And as you can see right here, it says history says that the Ravens will bounce back from this historically painful defeat, which is quite possible. But history also states that the Baltimore Ravens have never given up a 21-point lead in the fourth quarter. So, which history are we going to go with? You can write the fluff pieces if you want. You can try to make everyone feel better. But we need this organization to stop with the lip service and actually make the moves that count on the field. It's not all doom and gloom. We have had history on our side in one aspect, as in 2019. We were 2-2. We just got beat down by the Cleveland Browns 40-25. Then we reeled off 12 straight wins. So we have had adversity before and have overcome it. Now, mind you, that roster was a lot better than this roster is now. You can say what you want, but to a man, they played better. Even in those defeats, they played better than this team's played these first few games. So, let's stay the demise talk. Let's stay the fire everyone talk for right now. Let's see what happens going forward. Luckily for us, we have a New England team that is not the best passing. Now, if New England goes off, if McCorkle Jones goes out there and has half of a Tua type day, I'm really going to be concerned because their passing offense looks very anemic. They have what? Nelson Aguilar. I honestly can't tell you who they have. They traded N'Keal Harry. I don't know who they have on offense except for the two tight ends, Aguilar and the two mid running backs. One of them might be okay, but as far as their passing attack goes, it hasn't lived up to the Tom Brady years. And if they move the ball through the air on this defense, I really think we really, really need to be concerned because if you didn't see last night, what Stephon Diggs did with Buffalo against Tennessee, he was a man amongst boys, a man amongst boys. And mind you not, we could have had that man amongst boys. We could have picked him up. That would have been a plan. That would have been a direction that this team was going in to move into the future. That's a guy that no matter the cost, because we need to stop worrying about how much a player costs. We need to start worrying about how much a player plays and how well he plays. Because we paid certain people whose names I'm not going to mention, but ever since they got big contracts, have not lived up to expectations, nor have they been consistently on the field. They've consistently been injured. So once again, that brings me back to this training staff. John Harbaugh, you need to bring somebody else in. Now, I know injuries are part of the game, and a lot of it is unavoidable, but there has to be something. There has to be something why we consistently and constantly have guys going down every game, every week, in practice. We have at least 2 to 3 every game. Something needs to change. And if it doesn't really soon, then it's time for that panic to start.